Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now. Let me tell you, there's a buzz in the air around the Seahawks camp, and it centers on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC West and give the Seahawks a serious shot at reclaiming their spot among the NFL's elite. The rumors are swirling about a deal that would see Seattle acquire Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins. And trust me, this isn't just some idle chatter. This could be a game changer, a move that signals Seattle's intent to contend right now, not just in the future. So let's break down what this would mean, why it makes sense, and how it could set up the Seahawks for a deep playoff run, possibly even pushing them over the top in Super Bowl LXI. First off, let's talk about T. Higgins. This guy is an absolute beast on the field, especially when it comes to contested catches. He's got hands like glue and the ability to turn a short play into a huge gain or a touchdown. In 2025, he played all 16 games, snagging 85 receptions for 280 yards, averaging 1 yards per catch and scoring 9 touchdowns. Those numbers are impressive for a receiver at this stage in his career, and they reflect a player who can stretch the field and make plays in clutch moments. His PFF receiving grade of 88 foretells you he's a reliable target, while his EPA per target of plus 0.40 and an average YAC of 5.9 yards shows he's dynamic after the catch, able to make defenders miss and rack up extra yards. Higgins' profile is reminiscent of the kind of receiver that can elevate a passing game, especially in a system led by Geno Smith. The Seahawks need that kind of weapon now more than ever, especially considering the injury history of Tyler Lockett, who's been battling injuries this season, with his availability in December 2025 being questionable. Losing Lockett's big play ability would hurt, but bringing in Higgins could offset that, giving Geno a reliable, physical receiver capable of winning mismatches and turning broken plays into big gains. Plus, Higgins has shown he can produce consistently without much fuss. His career totals include 80 games, over 200 yards and 35 touchdowns, with a career PFF overall grade of 89.0. He's a proven commodity, and at just 26 years old, he's entering his prime. Now, why would the Bengals part ways with Higgins? Well, sources like Adam Schefter suggest that Cincinnati, coming off a 7-10 season in 2025 and in the midst of a rebuild, is looking to free up cap space, roughly $14 million, to focus on rebuilding their offensive line and defense. The Bengals have also been dealing with some cap constraints, and with Joe Burrow's looming extension, they need to make some moves. Higgins, who is requesting around $30 million annually for an extension, represents a valuable asset in trade negotiations. Cincinnati's management is probably looking at the bigger picture, aiming to acquire draft capital, like a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027, to bolster their roster through the draft, especially on defense and the line, while also making a statement to their core players that they're building for the future. So what does this mean for the Seahawks? Well, for starters, it addresses a critical need: wide receiver depth and explosiveness. After losing Lockett to injury, the Seahawks struggled with big play production, especially in the passing game. Higgins' addition would transform their offense. Imagine Geno Smith with a receiver who can consistently win contested catches, run after the catch, and stretch defenses vertically. That's a nightmare for opposing secondaries, especially with a talented duo like Metcalf and Higgins on the field. It would give Geno a true X-factor, opening up the field and creating mismatches that defenses simply can't handle. We saw how much Metcalf elevated the Seahawks' aerial attack in 2024, adding around 180 yards per game. But Higgins would take that to another level, adding more than 100 projected yards and boosting the EPA per pass by around 18%. This move could also have a ripple effect on the Seahawks' overall team performance. The defense, which has been solid but could use some relief, would benefit from the offense sustaining drives longer and scoring more points. If the Seahawks can leverage Higgins' ability to win contested catches and create yards after the catch, they could see a reduction in their offense's drop rate and an increase in big plays. That's crucial when facing tough secondaries like the 49ers or Eagles. Plus, with more explosive plays, the Seahawks could improve their third down efficiency and overall time of possession, giving their defense a breather and reducing fatigue. This was a key issue in past seasons, and Higgins' presence could help mitigate that. And let's not forget the defensive implications. The Seahawks' defense, which has been pretty stout, especially in stopping the run, could benefit from having a more balanced team. With an improved offense that can put up points more consistently, the pressure on the defensive unit to be perfect lessens a bit. Moreover, the team's ability to generate turnovers could increase. Seattle's defense is already capable of creating turnovers, but an offense that sustains drives and keeps defenses honest can lead to more opportunities for picks and forced fumbles. The Seahawks ranked in the top +3 minutes per game in defensive plays, and with a boost in offensive efficiency, they could push that even further, creating more scoring chances and setting up the offense with advantageous field position. Now let's talk about the big picture. The Seahawks with this move would be positioning themselves as serious contenders for the Super Bowl. Their odds to win it, which were around +9-0 before, could plummet to +3-200 or even better. Imagine a squad with Geno Smith leading an offense with 2 elite receivers, Metcalf and Higgins, plus a solid running game and a defense that can hold its own. That's a recipe for a deep playoff run. It's reminiscent of the Seahawks, Super Bowl-winning teams of the past, where a combination of star power and strategic moves made them a tough team to beat. In terms of the NFC West, this trade would send a clear message. The Seahawks aren't just looking to be a playoff team, they want to be champions again. Facing off against the 49ers and Eagles, having Higgins on your side makes a huge difference, especially when trying to exploit weak secondaries or close out games in the clutch. The Seahawks would have a more dangerous, versatile attack, capable of adjusting to any defense, and an offense that can keep pace with the best in the league. Plus, it's a move that aligns with the Seahawks' recent history of aggressive roster building, always aiming to maximize their Super Bowl window. Looking ahead, fans should be excited about this potential move. It's not just about adding a talented receiver. It's about reshaping the identity of the Seahawks' offense, making it more explosive, more unpredictable, and more capable of taking down the NFC's top teams. With the draft capital acquired from Cincinnati, Seattle could also address other needs, like bolstering their offensive line or adding young defenders to build for the future. But don't underestimate what Higgins could do in this offense. His skill set, combined with the Seahawks' strategic approach, could be the missing piece that pushes Seattle over the edge, back into Super Bowl contention, and hopefully back into the winner's circle. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Are you excited about the possibility of T. Higgins joining the squad? Do you think this move could be the catalyst that propels Seattle to Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Let's keep this passion alive, Seahawks fans, because the road to another Lombardi is still very much alive, and with moves like this, it's getting closer every day.